Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus' Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and on the menu today we've got Everyday Shooter for the PlayStation 3. Originally released on the PSN back in 2011, this title was later ported to the PC and the PSP in the following year. So what kind of taste will this fine twin-stick shooter go and have? Let's find out!
Here we are at the main menu of Everyday Shooter, a Queasy game by Jonathan Mack. So we've got 3 different modes that we can go and play through the game in. There's the single play mode, which lets you go and tackle one stage at a time. There's the travel play, which lets you go and play through the game kind of as a traveler. You're invulnerable in that mode, so you can just go in and enjoy the audio and visual experience that the game has to go and offer. And then the normal play mode, which is of course what we're going to go and be doing, but with a slight twist. I have the shuffle mode turned on, so it goes and takes the first 7 stages of the game and goes and mixes them into a random order. So we'll get to go and see hopefully unique experience and variety of what this game has to go and offer, something that's even unique to myself. So I'm excited to go and see which stages I go and draw. That being the case, we'll go ahead and jump right in. Let's get cooking! Fun, trippy, psychedelic loading screen. Alright, and for our first stage, we go and draw Stage 6, Bits of Fury. So as far as mechanics are concerned, Everyday Shooter is basically your standard twin-stick shooter. You've got your direction is controlled by one stick, and the direction that you go and fire and firing itself is controlled by the other stick. So nothing too revolutionary there. As you go and defeat enemies, they go and drop these little bits, points, however you want to go and refer to them. Just plain white ones are worth a single point, blinking ones are worth more, I believe 3. Then the thing that's most awesome about this game is the visual and the audio that the game goes and presents. Each stage is different from the others. The developer actually goes and describes the game as an abstract album of musical shoot-em-ups. Well, I guess it just goes and he specifically want to refer to them as shmups, but either way. So each stage we've got a different kind of like background musical style going on, and the enemies, although like all the stages are abstract. Wow, I'm doing terrible here. Well, all the stages are abstract in a way, so you're going and like having fairly minimalistic, geometrical shaped designed enemies. There's still a fair bit of variety in what the game goes and throws at you. And then each stage also goes and has unique chaining systems depending on the stage. In this particular stage, we've got, we've got these little, I want to go and call them, I can't remember what they're called, but there was a certain kind of power-up that you could go and get in the 1940 series. It kind of looks, reminded me of these orbs. And if enemies go and get caught in the explosion from the orbs, well, then they go and count towards the chain, so you can go and get more points based off of that and take out a lot of enemies at once. Some of the stages can definitely go and get borderline bullet hell on you, like this one here, but probably shouldn't go and be a surprise with the title of this particular stage going being Bits of Fury. If you're going and playing through the game for the first time and it's got awesome explosion, and you go and get the tutorial in the first stage, which I think actually was there, but I really wasn't going and paying all that much attention to it. It goes and tells you that flashing enemies don't go and deal you damage, so if they're exploding, you're safe to go and just, get close to them. So each stage is a set length. There's a bar at the bottom with a little indicator how far along the stage you are. Okay, for our second stage, we drew stage 3, Lush Look Killers. This one, I like this stage, and yet at the same time, it's one that I don't feel I do particularly good at. So the first part of it, you've got these robots that are coming out of this eye and then going back into the eye, and as they go back into it, the eye goes and gets bigger, and when it moves on to the second stage of the stage itself, the eye is more powerful the larger it is, which sucks. A couple different ways to go and chain in this one. There's these yellow orbs. If you go and shoot them like just once, they'll go and get larger. It's like the more you go and like shoot them, if you shoot them repeatedly at the same time, they'll go and explode and send out like beams that'll go and trace through the enemies and go and like blow them up. No, don't go back into the eye. I could always like die to go and help clear the stage, but I've already lost a lot of lives as is, so I'll just do my best. I can do it. But this stage is a perfect example in contrast to the last one in the different abstract styles that we're going and seeing in this game. So with this particular title, the developer was going and seeking to go and explore the power of the simple shoot 'em up genre with the abstract. I feel like that idea came across really neat, and it's also accompanied by this awesome guitar, all guitar soundtrack. So, also when you go and get the main eye on the stage to the smallest side, it goes and spits out points like there's no tomorrow, which is awesome. So the entire soundtrack is done with guitar, not just the actual background music itself, but also all the sound effects. So you've got this beautiful harmony of, well, I guess it depends on the stage, whether you refer to it as like beautiful or if it's more like high power upbeat. You've got this beautiful harmony that's going and being played in the background, and then your actions, your like what you go and do goes and provides the melody to the game itself as you're going and playing through everything. All your actions will go and make a sound of some fashion, even your like death, which, you know, isn't necessarily the kind of sound you want to go and get, but it's still nice that it goes and adds to the beautiful sound space that this game goes and creates. But with each stage going and being visually and mechanically unique, like even if you choose to go and like just do the single play and just take one stage, you can definitely go and have some that are your favorites compared to some of the others we got here. You know, basic mechanics are the same, but the uniqueness that each stage goes and offers provides so much replayability and how much you can go and experience with this title. This is definitely getting a little bit on the scary side, as the island spawned off like more eyes, and now like, no, you guys can't go. I say no. Traveling between eyes is not allowed. But this title, I feel, especially in its abstract visuals and its unique and pleasant soundtrack, definitely lends itself to, even though it can go and get kind of like manic and bullet helly at times, it definitely goes and lends itself to being a very calming experience. Here's one that's kind of goes and fits that, even though we're going having to trying to dodge all these enemy like fighter planes going and coming at us and dying left and right because I'm just being clumsy. It's still kind of almost a zen experience, just in the whole abstractness of it all. Anyway, this is the fourth stage from the game. Porco in the Sky, kind of like drawing a little bit of inspiration from the Studio Ghibli film Porco Rosso, which, if you're a fan of anime in the least and you haven't gone and seen that one, I definitely recommend going and checking it out. But, yeah, there's enemies that go and show up later in this stage that are referred to as Porcos, like the red fighter planes that are pretty awesome. Let's see if I can go and draw them out. So if you're looking for a awesome twin-stick shooter that goes and brings a lot of unique and, well, outright beautiful moments to the genre, I definitely would recommend going and checking out Everyday Shooter. It's one of those titles that will go and be hopefully popping back into your head and staying in your conscious for tons of time. It's one of those ones that no matter how many years have gone by since it's gone and come out, I keep on going and coming back to this title because it's just so good. So definitely a hearty recommendation from the chef. And, it can also go and provide for a pretty decent challenge as well. Although, as you go and play the game more and more, you'll be able to unlock more starting lives. There are no continues in the game, so while I have gone all the way through the game, I don't think I've ever actually defeated the boss in the final stage. So, definitely fair warning. There's like a challenge to be had there, and that might be one of those things that is a plus to those who are going looking for that. But at the same time, it's can go and be one that can just be played for casual enjoyment as well. Alright, so I think that'll just about wrap it up for me and Shoot 'em Up Saturday this week. As always, if you go and have any suggestions for other shooters that I could go and play on the channel, or other games that you would like to go and see me play, as always, feel free to go and leave those in the comments below. And I hope to go and see you again next week.